Hello and welcome back to Negative Gamer Score's Pokemon Yellow LP, and in this episode, I'm going to be doing a handful of things, honestly. This is going to be a longer one. I can already, well, I've already recorded it, so obviously I know. So, there's some hidden items down there that, there's a nugget down there, I guess, that's kind of nice. But, honestly, in Pokemon, money really generally isn't an object. So, first things first, this is recorded literally after, there was no training, I should point this out, there's no grinding off screen between, there will be some grinding later, but there's no grinding off screen between the end of last episode and the beginning of this one. So, I don't remember if I showed this on camera, but I taught Charmeleon Dig. Why? It's a good move. It's gonna help against Lieutenant Surge, who is, spoiler alert, the next gym, Electric Gym, and he's ridiculous, honestly. Honestly, he might be one of the most difficult gym leaders in this game. For the level. It's kind of like Whitney, who's also the third gym leader in her respective game. But to be fair, Miltank is just ridiculous. So, also, get ready for a proper send-off, as we're going to stop using a Pokemon after this episode, but more on that later. It's really a fairly boring route, honestly. There's not really much to say. There's a lot of routes like this that are more or less filler. Like, good training, good time for me to almost let Pikachu faint, I suppose. And Mankey for that matter, but Mankey's just kind of... He's just beating everything up. Mankey... I don't know, I like Mankey. He just kind of wrecks the day. Alright, so here in Diglett's Cave, I catch this Diglett for a reason. You need to have 10 Pokemon caught in your Pokedex in order for Professor Oak's aid to give you Flash later. But I don't want the Diglett. That is what I want. Which actually did come as my second encounter, surprisingly enough. Dugtrio. You might think it's broken for me to catch a level 29 Pokemon when my party level is 21. And you know what it is, but worry not, friends. Spoiler alert, I haven't used Dugtrio yet. And that includes through this entire episode. I haven't actually used him. He is an emergency button in a fight if I need him, for now. Eventually, he will be with the rest of the party level. And it'll be all Punky Brewster. But yeah, every time I play Pokemon Yellow, I always go for that level 29 Dugtrio, and in fact, if you really want to roll roll Lieutenant Surge, catch a party full of Diglets. Get them all to level 19, they'll learn Dig. Proceed to victory, because there's nothing you can do, and you catch them at, like, the one I caught was level 18. So it's not that difficult to get them up one level each. You don't even need the Dugtrio. Like, if you're having issues with Surge, there's your answer. By the way, I'm sorry about the mouse pointer being on the screen. I didn't realize it until... It's probably going to be 5 minutes into this episode or so before I realize it. It'll be gone before I'm off the boat. But, yeah, sorry about that, guys. So, we're on the SSN. I really should address that. Interesting thing, and I know I promised the Mew glitch, but I've run out of time. I will post it as soon as I possibly can. But you saw how I had to walk past the water there. Well, it's possible if you trade a Pokemon in with Cut that you don't need to go on the boat. And so there were rumors, and these were playground rumors, of course, not internet rumors. Again, this was like 1999. The internet wasn't that big back then. It was a thing, it existed, but a lot of people at that time were writing it off as a passing trend. Something that wouldn't last, but I mean, you can go tell that to 4chan, am I right? But, so, it was rumored that you could catch Mew. If you already had Cut, you surf to the right of the SSN, and there's a patch of land over there. And you would find Mew there. Of course, someone tried it out, and turns out, spoiler alert, there's nothing over there except a patch of land. There is. But there's no Mew. In later games, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, memory serves, they put a lava cookie out there. But, yeah, no Mew. The only... I hesitate to say legitimate, but the only legitimate way to get a Mew is by catching one through the Mew glitch. And again, legitimate in terms of you don't have to get a Game Shark. You don't have to, like another rumor, another rumor was you had to open up your Pokemon Yellow cartridge and tinker with some of the circuit board. By the way, don't do that. That is a bad idea. That is a good way to wreck your game. So, yeah, there's no Mew out there. Instead, you got a bunch of sailors, and good old Machops, and all that. So I'm going down this way, but I'm not going all the way to the end of this hall. This hall has a thing waiting at the end of it, known as Gary Mother Truckin' Oak. And I save him for the end. He is my last victim on the boat. I am on a boat, and it's going fast. By the way, self-destruct hacks start very early in this game. Very early self-destruct Voltorb hacks. I'm making it a point to talk to everyone, that way, you know, I don't miss anyone, because I don't remember exactly what, on the SSN, what rooms have battleable people, what rooms have items. I don't have it down to that close to science. I just explore the entire boat, partially because I kind of like to. It kind of brings me back to childhood, when, you know, that's, you know, wide-eyed, smiling, looking for secrets in every game that you played because you didn't have the internet to look it up again. Like, so I still do that. By the way, this Jigglypuff is obnoxious. It kept putting me to sleep, but fortunately, Leech Seed hacks, that Ivysaur right now is going to end up becoming a Sub-Seeder, I'm thinking. Going to teach it Substitute, Leech Seed, go to town. Especially since in this game, and it's not till next game when they introduce Giga Drain. Giga Drain, it's honestly, itself isn't that great of a move, but in this game, Erica gives you Mega Drain. And in Gold, Silver, Crystal, when you beat her, which, by the way, that's after the Elite Four, she gives you Giga Drain, a 60 power attack that drains half back for you. Ooh. Very powerful. Too much. Too strong. Besides Solar Beam, there is really no amazing Grass-type moves in early generations. Honestly, the first truly just comparable to the 3 beams move for Grass was Energy Ball. By the way, Secret Great Ball in the garbage. Alright, time to fight Gary Mother Truckin' Oak. Now, the interesting thing about this fight, in Red and Blue, he has Eradicate, whereas here in Yellow, he has a Rattata. But it's in Red and Blue, that's the last time you find Eradicate, and the next time you find Gary, he's at the top, or he's second floor rather, of Lavender Town's Pokemon Tower. Apparently the place that the souls of dead Pokemon go to rest. So yeah, we trounced Gary pretty hard. Pretty hard, so hard that his Eradicate couldn't unfaint. So yeah, picked up HM Cut, and that's why I said you skip the boat for a little while until you get Surf. Because then you can, because the boat leaves and you can't get back down there. But you need Cut in order to get past that tree, which you actually don't need to beat Vermilion City Gym right away. However, you do need Cut to progress the game. You cannot get around that. I could skip Vermilion City Gym. In fact, I could do Vermilion City, Ecruteak. Why do I have that on the brain? Probably because of Erica. You can do Vermilion City, Celadon City, Saffron City, Fuchsia City, and Cinnabar Islands gyms in almost any order you want. Reasonably. I know you have to do Fuchsia before Cinnabar, but I think that's the only thing. That's the only one that's... Yeah, yeah, so long as you do Fuchsia before Cinnabar, you can do the rest of them in any order you choose. Anyway, this fight would have been much more ridiculous in Gen 2, because Magnemite picks up the Steel typing, making it immune to poison. But here in Gen 1, not so bad. So I went and healed. Now, I got really lucky with that first electric lock. The premise of this gym, if you don't know, is you have to go through, find the first switch, and then find a trash can nearby with the second switch. Interestingly enough, the switches were coded fairly bad. So occasionally, if you found a switch in a corner, it could be anywhere else, in any other corner, just randomly, not next to it. But fortunately, I got it on the second try. This Raichu, it's beastly. It's a tough Pokemon to beat. I think Mankey takes it down though. Yes, Mankey to the rescue. But there have been times I've had to bust out Dugtrio right there. I don't like doing that. By the way, here we get Squirtle and Florian Cuts. I've evolved Squirtle, and it's raised up to 25? 24? We'll see. I've raised one level below the rest of my team. So there we go. That's the aid that you get the flash from. Teaching Pikachu to flash, guys. Last time Pikachu's useful. Honestly, though, I don't usually make this trip. Okay, so looking ahead a bit, Rock Tunnel, the next, well, dungeon, I suppose, if you want to call it that in RPG terms, is completely dark, and you need flash to be able to see, kind of. Well, for one, I know the place by heart. Ooh, I forgot to cut that out. Whatever, that's cool. I messed up in editing, apparently. Haha. Rock Tunnel's dark-ish. The thing is, you can still see the walls. You can still see where all the curves of the cave are. You just can't see the floor or the bad guys. But I know, or bad guys, trainers. But I know, I've played this game a lot. I can do Rock Tunnel blind. But for the sake of video, I'm gonna leave it unblind, I guess. I don't understand. That TM I picked up is for teleport. I don't understand why they made that a TM. There's not a whole lot of things that can learn it that don't naturally level up and learn it. I think Clefairy can learn it? And Mew can learn it if you can find a Mew. But, like, I don't know, guys. See, that's one thing Gen 1 is not really known for doing good at. Like, a lot of smart TM placement and balancing that way. Like, you get the third gym, for example, you get Thunderbolt, which good on them for getting it after Cerulean Gym, but it's still ridiculously powerful. And you get Flamethrower. Actually, come to think of it, I can't remember off the top of my head, because you get Fire Blast from Blaine. So you get Flamethrower, if I remember correctly, in Victory Road. I'll double check to make sure. And you get Ice Beam, actually pretty quick here, right before Erica, which I suppose is good. It makes your water type good against grass, sort of, because most water types can learn Ice Beam. And then you get TMs like Bide and Teleport. Things that just really don't have business being TMs. But I think that's part of the charm of this game. By the way, as you know, I taught Cut to Ivysaur. It's not a great move, but, you know, for one, it's the way I did it. But it's better than Tackle, and generally I like having each of my Pokemon pull some weight. So Squirtle's gonna know Surf, Charizard's gonna know Fly, Ivysaur's gonna know Cut, and I think Mankey / Primeape is gonna know Strength when I get to that. Pull a little weight, help out. Flash, Pikachu is a Flash Slave, but like I said, I don't really use it. the only cave in this entire game that uses flash is this one. And I know my way around it. I know what all these enemies have, what all they have. By the way, that was an embarrassing thing for me. I went back and healed, but that was embarrassing. Sending out Mankey like a derp straight into a confusion. Right, and she sends out Bulbasaur, and the next trainer has fire types. Like, I can run down most of this game from memory. And that's just because like I've said, I play this game a lot. So, safety games. This is my first game. It's a game, like I said, it's a game that I'm a gamer for. So, yeah, I don't have anything to add to that, what I said last episode about it, or the episode before, come to think of it. Other than, it's a great game. So, this room actually always used to trip me up when I was younger. But, it's in the dark, because I was trying to force myself through in the dark. I remember a friend of mine who lived in my neighborhood, Tyler. He got lost in Dark Tunnel once. This was because he also had only started playing Pokemon during Yellow. He didn't start with Red and Blue like I didn't. And so, he brought his game to me, and he was lost on this floor. He kept going around this central island, I think, if I remember correctly. And, because, this is actually kind of set up kind of mean. By the way, that was a good move. Unfortunately, I still get hit with a self-destruct, but Dig kind of dodges that like a champ. Also, quick interruption here. Down and to the left, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, is a really sweet move tutor for Rock Slide. But I didn't remember that. I still have it ingrained for all Kanto generations to go down there and check it out, so I look and go, oh, herp, nothing down there. Oops. But yeah, lost in Rock Tunnel. So, it's more fun for me to leave the lights off, but again, for you guys, I'll show you, I'll light it up. It don't matter to me that much. So I've learned my lesson, get out of there, Mankey. This isn't your fight, man. Tag out, bro. Yeah, Ivysaur just kind of cleans it up real nice. Although Confusion hurts it, because Ivysaur is part Poison type. Which is interesting, because, it's a very obvious grass typing. Bellsprout, Oddish, all of them are grass poison. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, but no other grass starter has been grass poison since. And it's not like Game Freak is against making starters with the same dual typing. What's that place again? What's that Infernape? What's that Emboar? Like, Game Freak loves the firefighting type. I don't know, maybe they have a lot of respect for firefighters, I don't know. All I know is that, thank God, Fennekin was fire psychic. It's just a shame that, it's a bad Pokemon. It's easily the worst Gen 6 starter. And that's a shame, because Fire Psychic is kind of cool. So, I'm showing this Pokemon Center for one reason. Everybody, say goodbye. This is the last time I use Pikachu for the rest of the game. I know. Heretic, right? By the way, you saw me miss another editing spoof. I've been using repels. It makes this so much easier. I'm not actually going to do all the battles on this route in this episode. That'll be next episode. I'm going to come back to Lavender Town and work my way towards Celadon City again. But I do want to make one more thing before I end this episode. And that is introduce you to the final member of my team. There you go. You know where it is. Don't call it. There we are, not just Eevee though, gonna evolve it right away. There's no reason not to. Eevee learns all its good moves when it evolves. By the way, I go past him originally, that's the TM for counter. I might use it on Primeape, I'm not sure. But yeah, right here's a good spot. Ninny, Jolteon.